Thank you for joining us. I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program, and this is, of course, Mature Living. We want to highlight in this show, we highlight seniors in the community. We talk about our classes with our Senior Adult Program. These are tuition-free classes for seniors 55 years and older. And so we've invited a couple of students from two different classes that have been taking classes this semester. And I want to introduce you to Irma Garcia, who is taking the Expressions of Life class. Very good, thank you. And that's with Nancy Green, right? Nancy. Our professor. And then, of course, Irene Madrid is here, who's taking a drawing class. And you've only had 2 semesters of drawing, so you're considered a beginner. And you've been taking the class with Dorian.
With Miss Dorian, yes.
Dorian Klauser. Thank you so much for being here. I want to talk a little bit about how you found out about the classes with the Senior Adult Program. Irene.
Well, to tell you the truth, I just stopped by.
You did?
I just stopped by and said, well, I have to do something with, I can't waste my life, you know.
Yeah.
And I started coming here, and then they explained everything to me. As a matter of fact, it was Araceli.
Yes.
That got me the form, talked to me in the form.
And what classes are you taking or have you taken?
Right now, well, I'm taking drawing with Miss Dorian, and I'm taking acrylics with Miss Burgos.
Rosa Maria Burgos, very good. So 2 wonderful instructors.
Oh, very nice, yes.
But, okay, and so we, Irma, tell me about how you found out about our program.
My cousin told me because she's already in some of the classes. Her name is Lulu, so she told me about the classes.
Yes, and which ones have you taken?
Well,
so many.
Since I started 2 years ago, and I started with painting, drawing, folklorico, Tai Chi.
Wow.
Right now, I'm taking Expressions of Life.
Very beautiful. Tell me about Expressions of Life and what you do in class. I know that you brought a collage. You also brought an illustration of El Día Internacional de la Mujer, and you honor your mother in an illustration, like a framed. Tell me about that project.
Okay, I dedicated that one to my mom because she's the person that I admire the most, and she left me 2 books full of information that she wanted me to publish, but I never had the chance and I didn't know how. So Expressions of Life is helping me to do that.
And in the illustration, the framed illustration, there's 2 groups in that framed. Are they children in school? Was your mother a
Yes,
teacher?
My mom was a school teacher for 31 years in Mexico.
In Mexico?
Mm-hmm. And then we came to live in the United States. So I was born here, but...
And you admire the way she dressed, you know, and how she was. When
she was always very elegant.
Yes.
She dressed beautifully, always wearing dresses, and she was tall, and she had a nice body, so she looked really, really nice.
Now tell me about the collage also. We're going to show the collage as well. Beautiful colors in that. Tell me what that represented to you when you did it.
When I did it, we laid out the pieces on the table, and then we picked the ones that we could relate to.
Like magazines.
Magazines, and I picked one, and it's related about my son.
Okay.
Because I tell my son that he needs to take care of his body, his brain, his heart, and his soul.
What a beautiful thought. Wow. Wow, and then we go to Irene. Now we go to Irene's illustrations. Tell me, you're considered a beginner, but let's talk about that cat, that fat cat with the mouse. Tell me what you thought when you were painting this cat.
Oh my God.
We
were just drawing and drawing. I didn't even know what to do, to tell you the truth. Wow. I just started, okay, let's draw and draw. And then I started drawing and drawing, and I started,
it came out
ay, mira, this is gonna be my little fat cat.
Very good. And the little fat cat, it's so beautiful that it could be an illustration in a children's book. So if you would be asked, can I use your painting for you know, for a story of maybe a dog, a cat, and a mouse, you know, it could be an illustration, you know.
Yes, it could be.
Very nice, beautiful.
Yes.
What about the other one? What do you call the other painting that you did?
The bridge.
The bridge. And I call it
bridge.
the three little houses.
The three little houses.
Tell me about that inspiration.
Oh my God, it was, what we do in classes is when we start the classes, as Ms. Burgos show us different kinds of pictures. We pick, everybody votes 3, so we can do during the time that we're with her, you know, our painting. And this is one of the ones that everybody shows.
Wow.
And we just finished. I just finished it last week.
So it took you about maybe 4 sessions, 4 or 5 classes, 2-hour classes,
Yes.
to finish your paintings.
To finish our paintings.
We are going to have an arts festival and a grand gallery of senior art exhibit. And the art students, all the art students are going to, and of course China painting as well, are going to be illustrating their beautiful works for this semester and previous semesters. And so we maybe we'll invite the collage
That would be
people, you know,
nice.
from the expressions of life. I'll have to talk to the professors about that. But that's coming up in April. And then, of course, we have a juried art exhibit where you get awards, 1st place, 2nd place, 3rd place. And we look forward to that, and we invite our community to come and view the paintings here at the ASC, the El Paso Community College Administrative Service Center. In the A building, we have panels, and we hang up the senior works. Just wanted to make that announcement because I think that's really important. I mentioned that I saw that in your honoring your mother. It's beautiful. A moment in time, un momento en el momento. Oh,
It's a moment in time because it was a specific moment in time that I admire more.
wow.
It is very emotional for me, but
is.
it is.
It's healing too. It's
Yes, it is.
and you tear up because you're remembering your mom and what a great way to honor her, to go to expressions of life, share your story about your mom. And I'm sure all these students shared their stories.
Yes, they do.
Each they're special.
Yes, and they're wonderful stories, and they're wonderful friends.
Yes, so you also make good friends in the classes, you know, as you...
And they're beautiful ladies.
Nancy Green does a wonderful job of facilitating and teaching you, and she even uses music, right? She even
Yes,
plays
we play the
instruments.
instruments. Yes,
Very good.
yes, we do.
Percussion.
And we use the maracas and we play. And also we have ladies that are 94 years old.
Wow,
And
that's
they
amazing.
share their stories, and it's wonderful.
Oh, I love those. I love our classes. Let me tell you, I
Oh,
just
yes.
love our classes. I know we're doing some good things for our seniors. How about the camaraderie with your students in the art classes?
We get along real good.
Yes.
We help each other out. We talk about if we have a question, you know, and the teacher's busy sometimes helping others. We go around and we say, hey, can you help me with this? Do you understand this? Or we help each other out, and we share things too, you know.
You know, and would you recommend these classes to other seniors that might be watching this program
Oh,
today?
yes, very much so.
Yes.
Very much so, yes. They're wonderful.
There's so much to choose from, right?
Oh, yes, hot.
We have Italian, French, we have line dance, we have
Tai Chi.
Tai Chi.
Tai Chi.
Oh, that.
Tai Chi.
Tell me about, do you recommend this class
Yes,
too? Are
I-
these different classes?
All the classes,
the
actually. Some people, they don't want to go to one place because they say, I don't know how to write, or I don't know how to, or I can't exercise, but you can take different classes. And it's beautiful. And you feel like you're with people your own age.
Yes, yes, your peers. Well, thank you so much for being here on Mature Living and sharing your beautiful art pieces and your illustrations that you've designed in classes. We've been talking with Irene Madrid, drawing classes, art, and then we've been talking with Irma Garcia, expressions of life. And we'll be back with more students. We want to continue our show featuring our students that are taking our classes, a variety of classes. We have about, maybe 20 or 30 different classes. We have about 60 sections of classes that you can choose to register for each semester. And of course, the summer semester is coming up, and you'll be able to register again in May. Classes start in June. And so we have another pair of beautiful students. We have Jane Vance. Thank you, Jane, for joining us here. You
Thank you for having me.
Oh, great. You take the portrait painting class.
That's correct.
This semester with
Miss Dorian Klauser.
Very good, thank you. And then, of course, Sister Helen Santamaria, who is a regular here on Mature Living. You're going to be sharing about your experience in the guitar class.
Correct.
And your instructor is Daniel Ramirez. Thank you for
yes.
being here. Wow, where do we begin? I love highlighting our students, you sharing how you found out about the classes, Jane, and what you like about it.
I first learned about the class through Miss Julie Caffey Cruz. I had no idea it existed, and I love it. I love the opportunity to meet with other people. We learn from each other, and our instructor is great. She gives us handouts and teaches us a lot, and we learn from each other.
Yes.
And we form this camaraderie that is just great. We stay in touch, and we talk about each other's paintings and offer support. It's wonderful.
I love it.
It's
It's a great opportunity for seniors to get out of the house.
absolutely.
Did you have a love for art since you were little, or how did?
I did, but I was never able to take any lessons. And now, once I retired from work and I found out about this program, I thought, great, I'm going to go. And I have some friends who say, oh, I could never do that. And I say, anybody can learn if the desire is there.
Yes. Ask Sister Helen. Sister Helen has been taking the guitar class for how many years?
11 years. This is my 11th year.
She's amazing. What persistence and perseverance.
Absolutely.
Perseverance.
A lot of repetition.
A lot of repetition. Yeah, because sometimes we forget what we learned last week.
Yes.
But tell me about your class, and your instructor is Daniel.
Daniel Ramirez is our instructor. A lot of enthusiasm, a beautiful guitarist and beautiful personality, so patient and assists us just incredibly.
Is it a small class or a large class?
Well, we usually have a full class, up to 20.
20?
And we've had more than 20 before. And they're very faithful. Our oldest guitarist is 90.
Oh my goodness, I love
nice.
hearing that, because I think the average age is 70 of our students, and we learned that just recently. But can you imagine those 90-year-olds and those 80-year-olds, what
Yes.
they're doing, maybe fulfilling that desire to learn the guitar music that they never had a chance when they were young or little, or didn't have money or time.
Well, really what's so beautiful about the class is Danielle teaches us not only to play the guitar, but to sing as we play. And so we all play. You go home and you sound terrible.
But it sounds great with the music.
Together we sound fantastic, and just gives you all this confidence. And you don't hesitate to play during class because nobody can hear your mistakes.
Yes.
But it gives you the confidence. And then Daniel has a strong voice. He plays very strongly. So it's just very, it's the thrill to be able to work with the group. And they're all elderly. We're all elderly, as you well know.
Seniors, yeah.
But we don't feel old in our class at all.
What type of music are you playing or learning?
It's all, most of it is Mexican Spanish, beautiful love songs. And then we also learn some English, do Eddie Fender and
Freddie
but
Fender.
mostly Spanish. And when we started, I didn't know any of the songs at all. I didn't recognize them. It wasn't my background.
Yeah, sister.
And so I finally caught on. In those days, way back then, you had these little tape recorders. Of course, now I use my phone.
We've come
And
a
if
long
it was a
ways.
new song,
when we were practicing it, I would tape it, because then I could listen to it at home.
And learn the words in Spanish.
Yes.
You see, she's learning
That's
Spanish as well, you know. I mean, this is a wonderful way to learn a language, the music, the cultura, the culture. And we'll talk about the kids also that you're helping. And so, Jane, tell me about how you've grown. Let's look at some of the paintings. You brought a couple of paintings.
I brought two.
One of them is a flower.
Yes.
Or no, actually, let's talk about the woman is she underwater?
It's a young neighbor of mine, actually. She was 18 at the time, and my other neighbor who messes around with photography, they got this bright idea to have her all dressed up and get in my other neighbor's swimming pool, and he took her photo. And when he showed it to me, I said, oh, that would make a wonderful painting. And I wasn't taking the classes yet, but I held on to that picture. I put it on my computer. And so here, 3 years later, I pulled out, and I took that portrait painting class, I pulled out that photo.
And you decided to make it your project.
Yes.
And we're going to have an arts festival and an exhibition that I want all the students to come to and enjoy these beautiful paintings that...
There's a challenge,
Oh.
let me tell you.
I love that. That is so beautiful. What an illustration for a book, huh? And then the flower, the prickly pear flower.
It is. That was taken from a photo that my son, when he lived here, he loved the desert. And he would take his camera and take all sorts of photos. So I thought I would do a painting to let him have,
Yes.
because he lives in D.C. now. So
Okay, yes. Beautiful, beautiful paintings.
Thank
I think you're considered an advanced student by now. My gosh, this is amazing. Sister, you're volunteering with your professor
Yes.
in the children's college at the community college at Valle Verde. Tell me about that.
Oh, it's been a fun experience. They are so serious about
kids?
their class. Absolutely. They come in, you can tell they've practiced, and they learned 6 chords, 3 one the first class, and the next one we did the same thing. And then he shows them how you can play those chords with different songs, very basic. This is a beginning class with the youth, and boys and girls, and we ended this last weekend was the last class for this semester, and he presented them with, well, they actually performed for their parents. It was, and everybody had parents. There was, and little brothers and sisters. Then he presents them with the certificates and raffles off some prizes for the kids too.
So from the guitar class that you're taking, you're branching out to be a volunteer.
Yes.
For the guitar class, for the little kids, what is the age group more or less?
It's really grade school and middle school.
Okay, great. That's amazing. We need to teach our young people the arts. And would you recommend our classes, of course, for seniors, you're in the arts, music and painting. Would you recommend the classes
Oh,
in our
absolutely.
senior adult program?
Absolutely. I don't ever like to miss class because it's so enjoyable. And we have learned so much, but we are enjoying it as we're learning. And I tell my friends about it. And when they say I'm too old to learn, I say, no, you're not. You're never, just like they say, you're never too old to learn. It's true.
And sister, your favorite song? Do you have one?
I love Solamente Una Vez.
That is
that's
Solamente una vez.
Yes.
They played that for my mom and dad's 50th anniversary in church.
Oh, how
With a
beautiful.
trio.
Well, we do it in English and Spanish. We do it in Spanish, then in English, and then go back to the Spanish. And the words are beautiful.
Aren't they? I mean, the
Yes, just
writers,
beautiful.
the songwriters, the words, beautiful words. We want to go back to that. I wish we could go back to the future and these new songs. I don't know about that. But anyway, we want to give the phone number, 831-7801, if you want to learn about our classes. We want to thank Sister Helen Santamaria and Jane Vance for being here. We're going to meet some more students in a minute. Stay with us. Well, we want to continue highlighting our students that are taking classes with the Senior Adult Program. And of course, before we leave, we're also going to give you the phone number to find out about classes. we're going to talk a little bit with Graciela Sanchez, who is taking a creative writing class.
Yes.
And who's your instructor?
My
Grace?
instructor is Miss Judith Vasquez.
Judy.
And we enjoy her very much because she's brought us, well, at least for myself, from where I started to where I am now. I think I've developed so much as far as writing. I used to write, but she brings out the best of us in trying to create stories and poems.
Super, and you'll be reading one for us in a little bit.
Yes.
And Sam, tell me about Sam Mancillas. You're taking the Latin dance, the ballroom and Latin dance class, and who's your instructor?
That's right. My instructor is Patricia Laskowski. We call her Trish.
Yes.
Excellent instructor. Wow. She's beautiful. She teaches us all the basic things about dancing.
The steps, huh?
The steps, the new movements in ballroom and Latin. She's very knowledgeable, very enthusiastic, and she jokes around with us. We really like her a lot.
Tell me about the combination of the ratio of women to men, because we want to get those men to start taking line dance and ballroom, because we want to get them on the dance floor.
That's right. Well, it's the ladies who know how to dance.
Yeah.
Don't know why, but
We practice since we're little.
that's right.
We dance on our father's feet. Had you ever done that?
And usually there's more women than men in the classes, but there are days when there's more men than women. And people think that you have to take a partner, but you don't really have to take a partner. There's always someone available to practice with, to dance with. And it's always good. I'm sort of like an intermediate dancer. There's basic, intermediate, and advanced dancers. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they think I'm an advanced dancer, but not really. I'm more intermediate, getting into the advanced. And I think that's one reason why Trish selected me to appear here. But it's always good to go back to the basics. That's why I'm constantly taking her classes.
Yes, that's wonderful. And I'm curious, what is your favorite dance that you think you do better than any?
I have so many.
Really?
Gosh, the ballroom dance for seniors is not like what you see on TV, the Dancing with the Stars. It's more, Latin is merengue, cha-cha, cumbia. And we've been doing that. All the Latinos have been doing that here in El Paso.
Cha-cha-cha, yeah.
Salsa, so we already know some of these dances.
So have you loosened up? Do you feel like you've progressed now as an intermediate student?
Well, yes, because I attribute that to Trish, because she's showing me a lot of more of the advanced steps.
Very good.
And yeah, I'm progressing.
So do you get out on the dance floor when you're out in quinceañeras and out in the dances?
Well, there is a studio, it's Shundo
Yes.
Dance Studio, very popular. We go there a lot, and yes, I'm always out there on the dance floor. I really enjoy dancing.
It's good to know that a man loves to dance,
Yes.
because we're always looking for good partners to dance with. Tell me about your class in creative writing. You've written a piece that you brought with you.
Yes.
And what is the class like? Do the students critique each other? Do they support each other? And I understand y'all are working to collect your original pieces to publish a book.
Yes, that is true. Our class fluctuates in the number of participants every semester. Right now we do have about 18, 19 students. In class, and we all, every week, Ms. Judy gives us the type of poem or story that we're supposed to write, if it's fiction,
Like
nonfiction.
homework, huh?
Yes, yes, it's basically homework. So our class is on Friday mornings at the Adult Senior Center on Fierro. And so on Fridays, we read our stories to the class, and then we critique if there's something, how it went about, the story, how it ended, the ending, the poem, whatever. So it's between all of us, and we do share our stories. And like I said, Ms. Judy is a very good teacher as far as, guiding us as to how
a poem develops.
Yes,
huh?
yes, how it's developed.
And there's structure sometimes.
Yes, because as a kid you say it's a poem, and
freestyle or
yes,
whatever.
and then once you get into class, there's different types of poems, different steps that you would need to follow. So it's
So
very
do
interesting.
you all do short stories? Some people like short stories. Some people like poetry. Some people like freestyle. I don't know.
We do every week. We have a different type of style that we need to present, as far as if it's a poem, a short story, different types of styles of poems.
We would have Sam demonstrate his
Dancing.
his dance style, but not today.
Not
Maybe
today.
some other time. But anyway, excuse me. I'd like for you to do your reading. Did you bring a piece, an original piece?
Yes, I brought a piece that's it's a poem, and it's called "My Friend." So, my friend. Together as friends for so many years, through the laughter and the tears, friendships that were to last forever. A breakup, we thought, never. Ill-spoken words by someone else. You listened, believed, and fooled yourself. Accusations and lies break us apart. It is with sadness that I must depart. The truth will one day come out. Of this I have no doubt. But the trust has been broken, for hurting words you have spoken. With faith and love my heart will rebuild, for my conscience carries no guilt. God blessings for you until the end, for I once called you my friend. Thank you.
What a meaning! What inspired you to write about something when friends break up?
Because that happened, that's based on a friendship that I had for a very, very long time, and there was a spat by someone else, and
It caused your friendship to break.
Friendship to break.
But at the end, you send blessings and you wish
Yes,
them well.
because I care for her. I mean, we had known each other for so many, many years. So
So
I
sometimes
care
we
for
write
you.
about our own experiences, don't
Yes,
we?
yes, that is
And,
true.
would you recommend these classes to the viewers?
Yes, especially, well, for my creative writing, I had taken a similar class in high school. And once I graduated, the years went by and all that. And then I retired a couple of years ago, and I found myself idle with time. And then I started looking, and I ran into the senior adult classes, and that's where I enlisted and started getting classes. And this one, I've been taking this class for, I think I started in 2015.
Oh my goodness!
And I've been taking the class ever
About
since.
3 years, 4
Yes,
years now.
yes,
That's wonderful.
yes.
Thank you for staying with us and persevering to be a beautiful author.
Oh, thank you so much.
And Sam?
Well, I would really encourage people to sign up for these classes, EPCC, especially ballroom. It's good exercise. You socialize with people. You get out there and move around. It's a lot of fun.
Yes, it's and Sam, what was your career before you retired?
Well, I've had several careers. I had my own business for a while. I was in the military, but now I'm retired now and just enjoying life.
And that's what we all want to do. We want to enjoy life in our golden years.
Our golden years.
Thank you for being with us, and thank you all for being with us as well. We want to give that number one more time. Our senior adult program, 831-7801. That's area code 915. And we'll see you all next week.